Hi guys, I am returning to my Corona series because we have just re-entered a whole critical stage again. So I thought, this is what's on everybody's minds. So I'll give a little bit of a Corona update. So since I stopped doing these videos, the country kind of opened up. Things kind of just naturally became, things kind of returned to how they were before. People stopped wearing masks, stopped wearing gloves. Last Eid, everybody was free to visit anybody, and it was all open and fine. Whereas Eid al-Fitr, after Ramadan, obviously no one was allowed to visit or anything. Whereas Eid al-Adha, it just felt like normal. But obviously that's not the case anymore. In the last week, we have had 63 cases of Corona, and they have mixed with approximately 3,000 people. So that means that this stage is requiring new procedures. It's requiring us to revisit the things that we left behind, and we are now talking about being more strict again, which nobody wants, but it is a reality. So last week we were discussing all the schools opening up as normal, and all the university students, for example, going and doing their exams at the universities, their final exams, even though they have had all of their tuition online. They were going to go and do their exams in person, and that has just suddenly, yesterday it was revoked. That decision has been changed because things are progressing quite rapidly. So now all of those students are going to have to take online exams. So one of the most important things that people living in Jordan need to know is that as of Saturday, the 15th, the defense law number 11 is going to be reactivated. So we never let go of this defense law, but definitely it hasn't been being applied. So that means that if you're in any kind of public space, you have to wear a mask, and you can be fined within 20 to 50 dinars on the spot. And even if you're in a car with all your family, the people that you live with, you all have to be wearing masks, for example. So it's going to be very strict. Today I went to Carrefour and I already felt the difference that this is really, masks are being enforced again, gloves are being enforced again. So as of Saturday, wherever you are in the country, police are going to be pulling people over if you're not wearing masks, and police are going to be monitoring every establishment, every public area. So you need to put on those gloves and those masks. It has happened at the most challenging time of the year, of course, as it is wont to do. So on Saturday, when this defence law is going to be reactivated, it's also Tawjihi results day. Tawjihi is the equivalent of SATs or A-levels in England. So it's the high school graduation, and it's taken really seriously. It's basically the biggest event that will happen in the year. It's like every wedding and every bridal shower and everything that you can imagine all rolled into one. Every single Tawjihi student across the country will be celebrating. So, that happens from the very early morning. If the results come out at 5 a.m, the party will start at 5 a.m. So people go and they visit the Tawjihi students in their families, and everyone comes and they'll close a whole street and they'll have a massive street party. And it's a bit mental. Like I've been to a couple of Tawjihi parties before, and it is very, very exciting. And also something else that they do is they'll let off fireworks and they'll have loud music and things, and the students will go around in a car, any car, if they can find a car, and they will lean out of the windows or lean out of the sunroof screaming, and with all of their balloons and things like that, and they'll just circle the different, their neighborhood or whatever. They'll just be going around the whole country. So it's actually good to know, if you're a foreigner, that's what's happening. Every year, the foreigners are kind of like, wait, what's going on? It's Tawjihi results day. So yeah, it's the most exciting day of the year, and they are reenacting this whole anti-corona system on the same day, obviously. So that's going to be, I think it's going to be difficult for the Jordanian people. We've got a Tawjihi student in our family, and the night before we're going to a Jaha for a wedding, for a Ketbik Tab, and then the next day we're not allowed to go and do the party for the Tawjihi results. So yeah, it sucks. But that's basically what's going on right now. Something else that has been on everybody's mind recently, especially foreigners, is about what the travel situation is, what the border situation is. So We were in the last couple of weeks talking about opening up the airports, and we were kind of expecting it to happen at the beginning of August, that all the airports were going to open as normal for green countries to come in, you know, and have their quarantine and things like that inside the country, but that it would all be open. And that hasn't happened. They couldn't go ahead with that. But I think where the confusion is that there are foreigners coming into the country and there are Jordanians coming into the country. So the flights that are being used right now, they are special flights. They're one for Jordanians who need to be brought back to Jordan, and they are two for foreigners who are coming here for work. They're teachers at international schools. The schools are about to open. They are NGO workers. They're diplomats. All of them, they have some kind of special permission to be allowed into the country, and they have to go through the whole quarantining process, and they have to enter through a green country, and you know, they have to go through this whole. It's not simple for them. It's very complicated, and essentially no one would be making that move during this period unless they had to. So no commercial flights are not open right now. Inshallah, we will see them opening maybe next month, but we just don't know, because it changes week by week. So yeah, the borders are still essentially closed. If you haven't already downloaded this app, there is this app called Amman app, or just Amman. If you see, it looks like this. So as of this week, anyone who works within the public sector, all employees, have been required to download this app and use this app. And essentially what it does, if you haven't already got it, is it checks where you've been, if you have possibly encountered corona. Oh, it needs internet. Here, let's see. Yeah. So it tells you if you've come near corona at all during this period. So get that app. Many people are being forced to get it. It's being obligated upon them to download this app, and I strongly suggest that you do too, so that you can at least be aware. You know, it's one extra form of protection. So as of watching this video, go and put your masks on, go and find those gloves that you packed away, and just take extra precautions, because it is definitely alive in the country, and there is you know, cause to be concerned and to take extra precautions again. So yeah, that's my update, and I hope that you are all staying well and staying away from corona. Ma salama. Bye guys.